Minister, the day that your government celebrated royal assent of your marijuana legalization scheme, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime was not in a celebratory mood. This UN body issued a major statement slamming your government for legalizing marijuana and violating 3 drug conventions in the process. You kept this international embarrassment out of the media, but legalization looms just as Prime Minister Trudeau strolls UN hallways this week looking to score votes for that Security Council seat. He shouldn't be surprised when foreign leaders express their shock and dismay about your government's careless actions. Being publicly chastised by the UN ODC does not lend itself well to winning Security Council votes. We in the Conservative caucus warned you about this, yet your government brushed it off as no big deal. With 3 weeks to go, so many consequences are apparent in your ill-conceived and poorly executed marijuana scheme. It's a little hard not to say we told you so. Minister, when introducing this sea change in Canadian society, why didn't you heed our warnings, and how will you reverse this epic failure?
Senator Wilson-Raybould, Minister.
Am I Senator now? Thank you. Thank you, and thank you to the Senator for her comments. I will say at the top, I completely disagree with the characterization of, or how she characterized our cannabis legislation in Bill C-45. We introduced, and I'm very pleased that it received royal assent, we are doing everything we can to address the status quo, wherein individuals, particularly young people, have the highest rates of uses of cannabis in the country. That is not acceptable. We want to ensure, and this is why we introduced the legislation and why we're pleased that it passed, that we do everything we can to keep cannabis out of the hands of children and keep the proceeds out of the hands of criminals. We have been, like what the Senator indicated, we have been very open with our intentions with respect to Bill C-45 and the legalization of cannabis. My colleagues, Minister of Public Safety, now the Minister of Border Security, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs have been very open, and the Minister of Health, in forums such as the UN and other places about our plans to do this, the rationale as to why we're doing this. We've been very open with the international community. In fact, many within the international community have come to us asking how we are proceeding on this. We had a task force that engaged with Canadians and internationally and provided us with significant recommendations. Most of those recommendations provided the basis for the legislation. And I will say this with respect to the Honourable Senator mentioned Security Council seats. I'm incredibly proud of the Government of Canada. I'm incredibly proud of our Prime Minister, Canada's place in the international community, and I'm pleased that the Prime Minister is down there in New York right now engaging with international leaders.